गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्बा त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः। प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः। पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथासम्बोधनाबोधितं लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसि नः श्रेयसे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं। गीताशास्त्रमिदं पुण्यं यः पठेत् प्रयतः पुमान् विष्णोः पदमवाप्नोति भयशोकविवर्जितः। गीताध्ययनशीलस्य प्राणायामपरस्य च नैव सन्ति हि पापानि पूर्वजन्मकृतानि च। मलनिर्मोचनं पुंसां जलस्नानं दिने दिने सकृद्गीताम्भसि स्नानं संसारमलनाशनम्। गीतासु गीता कर्तव्या किमन्यैः शास्त्रविस्तरैः या स्वयं पद्मनाभस्य मुखपद्माद्विनिसृता। भारतामृतसर्वस्वं विष्णोर्वक्त्राद्विनिसृतं गीता गङ्गोदकं पीत्वा पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। एकं शास्त्रं देवकीपुत्रगीतमेको देवो देवकीपुत्र एव। एको मन्त्रस्तस्य नामानि यानि कर्माप्येकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा। शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिभिर्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथं यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः मन्दारगन्धसंयुक्तं चारुहासं चतुर्भुजं बर्हि पिच्छावचूडाङ्गं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं रुक्मिणीकेलिसंयुक्तं पीताम्बरसुशोभितम् अवाप्ततुलसीगन्धं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् उत्फुल्लपद्मपत्राक्षं नीलजीमूतसन्निभं यादवानां शिरोरत्नं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं च यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवनारायण नमोऽस्तु ते कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि अस्तु. So in the last class, until where did we do? 25, 26 also we completed. Did we complete 27?
I think 32.
32.
Yeah.
32 we completed or we have to do?
Completed.
32 we have to start, I think.
Start. We have to
Yes,
do it.
yes. 32 we have to do. Okay. So Bhagini, Savitri Bhagini, patitum ichchati va?
Ha, Mata. Namaste. आत्मोपम्येन सर्वत्र समं पश्यति योऽर्जुन सुखं वा यदि वा दुःख स योगी परमो मतः आत्मा औपम्येन सर्वत्र समं पश्यति यः अर्जुन सुखं वा यदि वा दुःख सह योगी परमः मतः आत्मौपम्येन अकारान्त नपुंसकलिंग तृतीया विभक्ति एकवचनं सर्वत्र अव्ययं समम् अव्ययं खलु समम् अपि पश्यति दृश्य धातु प्रथम पुरुष एकवचन लट् लकारः परस्मैपदी यः लकारान्त पुल्लिंग यच्छब्दस्य प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन अर्जुन संबोधन विभक्ति प्रथमा संबोधन विभक्ति एकवचनं सुखं द्वितीया विभक्ति एकवचनं वा अव्ययं यदि अव्ययं वा अगेन अव्ययं दुःख अकारान्त नपुंसकलिंग द्वितीया विभक्ति एकवचनं सः दकारान्त सर्व तच्छब्दस्य प्रथमपुरुष प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन योगी नकारान्त पुल्लिङ्गः प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन परमः अकारान्त पुल्लिङ्ग प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन मतः that is also पुल्लिङ्गम् एव खलु प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन पदार्थः
actually matah is ktha pratyaya of man dhatu
mandhatu ta pratyaya
actually it is in pumlinga prathama vibhakti ekavachana but it is a ktha pratyaya.
Okay. तथार्थः अर्जुन हे अर्जुन यः पुरुषः आत्मौपम्येन स्वसादृशेन सर्वत्र सर्वेषु प्राणिषु सुखं वा तस्मात् आनन्दो वा भवतु यदि वा अथवा दुःखं तथापि समं समानं पश्यति दृष्टिं पातयति सः पुरुषः योगी युक्तः परमः उत्तमः मतः अभिमतः। अन्वय अर्जुन तस्मात् सुखं भवतु यदि वा तस्मात् दुःखं तथापि सर्वत्र समं पश्यति सः परमः योगी मतः। यदि कस्माच्चित् तात्पर्य यदि कस्माच्चित् सुखं जायेत कस्माच्चित् दुःखं वा तथापि सर्वेपि एते मम समानाः इति मत्वा सर्वेषु अपि प्राणिषु यः समानता बुद्धिं धारयति सः उत्तमः योगी इति मम मतिः। प्रश्नः भगवतः योगी कीदृशो मतः? भगवतः योगी परमः मतः। भगवतः कीदृशो योगी परमो मतः? भगवतः सर्वत्र समं पश्यति। योगी सर्वत्र केन प्रकारेण पश्यति? आत्मौपम्येन पश्यति। योगी आत्मौपम्येन सर्वत्र कथं पश्यति? आत्मौपम्येन समं पश्यति। व्याकरणः संधिः यो अर्जुन यः प्लस अर्जुन विसर्ग संधिः रेफः उकारः गुणः पूर्वरूपं च स योगी स योगी सः प्लस योगी विसर्ग संधिः लोपः। समासः आत्मौपम्यम् आत्मनः औपम्यं षष्ठी तत्पुरुष समास। तद्धितान्तः औपम्यम् उपमा प्लस शै स्वार्थे उपमा इत्यर्थः। अत्र स्वार्थे उक्तं किमर्थं?
It means it the dhatvartha is being focused on.
Oh, swarte.
So that can also be referred to as bhava also.
Oh. Yes.
Swarte. In only the dhatvartha is being focused on. Say for example, pachanam. If we say there, the dhatvartha is being focused on.
Oh.
If we say pachakaha, it is implying the karta.
Yes.
One
who cooks.
If we say pachyate, what is being emphasized on? It implies that.
Okay.
But when we say pachanam, it is focusing only on that cooking. That pakakriya. So then we can call it bhavartha or swartha.
Swartha, okay.
So atra kriyapadam kim?
Aupamyam, kriyapadam. Pashyati.
Pashyati. Dvitiyam api asti va?
Paramo mataha. Dukkam va sukham yochana.
Mataha. Mataha vi as a kriya.
Yeah, mataha.
Pashyati atra kartrupadam kim?
Pashyati आत्मौपम्येन सर्वत्र समं पश्यति। समं
समं पश्यति। कः पश्यति समं? यः पश्यति. So he who sees everything equally.
Okay.
सः किं भवति?
औपम्येन सर्वत्र समं पश्यति। आत्मौपम्येन।
Yes, सुखं यदि वा दुःखं यः आत्मौपम्येन सर्वत्र समं पश्यति सः परमः योगी मतः. अत्र पश्यति इति क्रियापदं, यः इति कर्तृपदं, यः कर्तृपदम्, अत्र कर्मपदं किम्?
कर्मपदं समं, सर्वत्र समं,
सममपि क्रियाविशेषणं,
क्रियाविशेषणं, समं पश्यति क्रियाविशेषणं,
सर्वत्र देशाधिकरणम्, औपम्येन अपि
आत्मौपम्येन,
आत्मौपम्येन means like ourselves. So when whatever we are seeing in the outside, we have to look at it as if we are looking at our own. Okay. So that is kriya visheshana. How should you see? Atmaupamyena. So tadapi kriya visheshanam, samamapi kriya visheshanam, sarvatra deshadhikaranam, yaha kartrupadam. And what should you see? Samaupamyena, dukkham va sukham va. Dukkham va sukham va yadi. So saha yogi paramaha mataha. Saha yogi, he who can see whether in difficulty or in sukham. Sukham va dukkham va.
Okay.
You may a person might come across sukham or dukkham.
Yes.
Even in that sukham or dukkham, if he is able to see everything as own.
Equally.
Saha yogi paramaha mataha. Saha yogi. So that is the thought. Saha yogi paramaha mataha means, so that is how it is considered. That is how it is considered. He is considered as a yogi.
Yogi. Okay.
Who sees everything equally, whether in sukham or in kashtam or in dukkham. So saha yogi iti mama mataha, paramaha mataha. That is not in there, but we are doing anvaya, you can add that.
Okay.
Here Krishna is saying, so we can say that Krishna will look at that person as a yogi. According to the Krishna Tattvam, that is considered as yogi. That kind of considered as yogi.
Yes, correct.
So saha will be the kartrupadam to mataha. Yogi will be
yogi is the person.
saha yogi.
Saha yogi.
If saha is the kartrupadam, then yogi will become vidheya visheshana.
Vidheya visheshana.
Saha yogi. Iti mama mataha. Or iti paramaha mataha. Okay, yes. Saha yogi asti, iti mama mataha. So he is considered as a yogi. That is what I think. In that way, we have to say.
Okay.
Then, if you add that iti, then it will become a vakya karma. Saha yogi asti, iti mama paramaha mataha.
Mataha.
Then that asti will be adhyahritam, and iti the saha yogi asti, that whole thing will become vakya karma to mataha. Okay, like that.
Yogi is then
karanam to saha.
Saha.
Saha yogi asti iti mama paramaha mataha. This is my
हरिओं भगिनी क्षम्यताम्
अभिमता
मम मतः इति तात्पर्ये एव दत्तमस्ति श्लोके तु न दत्तमस्ति खलु
न दत्तमस्ति but you can take it as adhyahritam for clarity iti paramaha mataha or we can say this is the best way to think so in that way if you want to represent then mama need not be added. Okay, a person who looks at everything equally is considered as a yogi. That's the best way to think. But here, because Krishna is the one who says that, and this is as per the Paramatma Tattvam, according to the Paramatma Tattvam, such a person is considered as yogi. We can simply add mama. If not also, that is also fine, because it is not originally given in the shloka. Even if we do not include, that is also fine. But for our understanding, we have to understand that that Krishna is saying this, so it is according to his tattvam. Such a person is considered as
Yogi.
Astu.
or we can simply say that is the best way to think. Iti paramaha mataha.
Bhagini.
Mata, you said yogi, that is some word you said.
Vidheya
What is the-
visheshana. Vidheya
Kriya
visheshana.
Kriya Visheshana.
Vidheya visheshana, not kriya visheshana.
No, Videya.
We discussed about Vidheya Visheshana several times. So basically, when you are portraying one thing as like Ramaha Uttamaha Asti. So then Ramaha will become the Kartripadam, Uttamaha will become Vidheya Visheshana. That is still describing Rama, but it will have the Samanadhikaranam as the Karta itself. So it is a little different than the regular Visheshana. Uttamaha Balakaha Likati. Okay, balakaha uttamaha asti. So there is a difference between these two, the way the uttamaha word is used. Uttamaha balakaha asti, uttamaha balakaha likhati. There a good boy is writing.
Writing, yes.
There uttamaha is only playing the role of a visheshana. It is only describing the noun. Whereas if I say balakaha uttamaha asti, there this uttamaha, because of the emphasis that is put on that particular quality, it gets the adhikarana of the Kartripadam. The same adhikarana, as much adhikarana the Kartripadam has, the same adhikarana this also has. So we call it Kartru Samana Adhikaranam or Vidheya Visheshana.
Videya Visheshana.
It is only the both terms are equally fine, but right now in this particular Samsadhani tool that I always use, according to their rules, it is being labeled as Vidheya Visheshana, which is nothing other than Kartru Samana Adhikarana. Means it has the same Adhikarana as the Karta itself.
Thank
So
you.
it's
Thank you very
not
much.
mere Visheshana, but it carries the weight of a Karta.
Yes.
So here Saha Yogi Asti. Here you cannot mark Saha as Visheshana to Yogi. Saha will be the Kartripadam. Yogi will be Kartru Samana Adhikaranam.
Yes.
Okay, if I say Saha Yogi Asti, and if I say Saha is just a Visheshana, it is simply that yogi is there.
Yes.
The meaning will be that yogi is there. But if I mark as Vidheya Visheshana, Saha Yogi Asti, then that kind of a person is called yogi. Become a yogi, is defined as a yogi. So you see the difference between the two sentences?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Saha yogi asti only.
Yeah.
But to consider Saha as a mere Visheshana to yogi and yogi as the Kartripadam, that yogi is there. But in this context, that kind of a person is called as yogi, is the yogi. So here, if you want to express such a kind of meaning, we have to mark it as Vidheya Visheshana.
Videya Visheshana. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So any other questions, anybody in this shloka? Okay, the next one. Lakshmi Narayana Mahodaya, Patitum Ichchati va?
Bhagini.
हरि ओम श्रूयते वा?
Patitum Ichchati va Mahodaya?
पठामि महोदय.
क्षम्यतां महोदय, एकनिमिषं महोदय.
वदतु.
Lakshmi, you
Bhagini.
have a question?
आमाम्. अद्य एकः संशयः प्रेषितवती अहं गणमध्ये. दृष्टवती वा भवती? आम्. तथैव मम संशयः, विनापि इति एकं पदं दत्तमस्ति. अदि पूर्वरूपम् इव अवग्रहं दत्तमस्ति. विना अपरं विना पदस्य अपरम् अवग्रहम् अपरं पि इति दत्तमस्ति. तत् कथं भवति इति मम प्रश्नः. पूर्वरूपं कथं भवति? अवग्रहम् इत्यर्थे पूर्वरूपसन्धि एव खलु? वयं इतः पूर्वं ज्ञातवन्तः तथैव मम प्रश्नः
So Purvarupam will come only with
A
ekara
or O.
okaram. Okay, so Vina api. So where was this given?
Somebody had asked me in the class actually. Pravesha Parachaya Gana Madhye.
Book is
Kopi
this in?
Prushtabantah.
Which book?
प्रेषितवन्तः
मया
आं
तत्र
प्रेषितवन्तः
पुस्तकस्य छायाचित्रमपि तत्र दत्तं किल?
आं महोदय
हा तत् सीमा अन्त एव सीमान्तः भवति, अदर्वैस् सीमा अन्तः भवति, सवर्णदीर्घः भवति पररूपसन्धिः कृते।
Vina
पररूपं कथं भवति महोदय? पररूपम् अवग्रहम् अस्ति खलु, तथैव मम संशयः।
अवग्रहं नाट् नेसेसरी, दट् इस् ओन्ली सिम्बालिक्।
आम् आम् सत्यं।
बट् पूर्वरूपसन्धिः न भवति इति मम आशयः। यदि भवेत् चेत् पररूप एव भवेत्, पूर्वरूप न भवति।
तथैव ममापि चिन्तनं महोदय।
महोदय वदतु, मम सन्धिपुस्तकस्य छायाचित्रमपि मया तत्र दत्तं।
So Mahodaya, you are saying that this is a special case of Purvarupa Sandhi or
Pararupa Sandhi, not Purvarupa Sandhi.
Okay. So according to Pararupa Sandhi, this avagraha
Vina plus api, Vina api. Otherwise also Vina api savarnadirgha eva bhavati. तत्र अवग्रहस्य आवश्यकता एव नास्ति, तत्र एकार ओकार नास्ति किल?
टङ्कणदोषम् इति वा महोदय?
तदेव मम संशयः। अवग्रहचिह्नः नास्ति, बै मिस्टेक् अवग्रहस्य तत्र प्रसक्तिः एव नास्ति, अवग्रहस्य प्रसक्तिः एव नास्ति।
I shall also just to make sure I will double check and
okay.
अस्तु भगिनि, अस्तु, धन्यवादः महोदय, धन्यवादः भगिनि।
महोदय पठतु।
पठामि। योऽयं योगस्त्वया प्रोक्तः साम्येन मधुसूदन, एतस्याहं न पश्यामि चञ्चलस्त्वा स्थितिं स्थिराम्। यः अयं योगः त्वया प्रोक्तः साम्येन मधुसूदन, एतस्य अहं न पश्यामि चञ्चलत्वात् अस्थितिं स्थिराम्। चञ्चलत्वात् स्थितिं स्थिराम्। स्थितिं स्थिराम्। यः यद् सर्वनाम शब्द प्रथमविभक्ति एकवचन, यः अयम् अपि सर्व असौ इदं शब्दस्य
प्रथमाविभक्ति एकवचन
पुल्लिङ्ग प्रथमविभक्ति एकवचन। योगः योगः अपि यत्र योगः त्वया, योगः असौ अयं योगः असौ योगः अत्र आकार पुल्लिङ्गः प्रथमाविभक्ति एकवचन, त्वया युष्मत् शब्द तृतीया विभक्ति एकवचन, प्रोक्तः तान्त उपसर्गपूर्वक धातु प्रोक्त। प्रथम अत्रापि प्रथम विभक्ति एकवचने एव।
प्रोक्तः इति पदस्य विवरणम् एकवारं पुनः।
प्र उपसर्गपूर्वक तान्त
वच् धातु, प्र उपसर्ग वच् धातोः ख प्रत्ययम्,
वच् धातु प्र उक्ता, प्र उक्तः वच् धातु। साम्येन साम्येन सम्मत्वेन, साम्येन इति तृतीया विभक्ति एकवचनं। साम्यं नपुंसकलिङ्ग किल? साम्यं मधुसूदन संबोधन विभक्ति प्रथम विभक्ति एकवचन एतस्य अहम् एतस्य षष्ठी एतत् सर्वनाम शब्द सप्त षष्ठी विभक्ति एकवचन अहं तु अस्मत् शब्द प्रथम विभक्ति एकवचन न अव्ययम पश्यामि दृश् धातु पश्य प्रथम उत्तम पुरुष एकवचन पश्यामि लट् लट् लकारे चञ्चलत्वात् चञ्चलत्वात्
आमां
किं महोदय दृश् पश्य तदेव किल चञ्चलत्वात् चञ्चलत्व तस्य पंचमी विभक्ति एकवचन भवति स्थितिं 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 तु प्रथम नपुंसकलिङ्ग स्थिति प्रथम विभक्ति एकवचनं तदनन्तरं स्थिरां स्थिरां
स्थितिः इति स्त्रीलिङ्गशब्दम् अतः द्वितीया विभक्ति एकवचनम्
अच्छा द्वितीया विभक्ति एकवचनं वा हा स्थितिं स्थिरामपि द्वितीया विभक्ति एकवचनमेव भवति
आमां तदपि स्त्रीलिङ्ग
स्त्रीलिङ्ग स्थिरा द्वितीया विभक्ति एकवचनमपि भवति पदार्थः मधुसूदन हे कृष्ण यः अयं योगः असौ योगः त्वया भवता साम्येन समत्वेन उपलक्षितः प्रोक्तः उपदिष्टः चञ्चलत्वात् मनसः अस्थिरत्वात् एतस्य अस्य स्थिराम् अचलं स्थितिम् अवस्थानम् अहम् अर्जुन न पश्यामि एतत् न जानामि इति अर्जुनः वदति अन्वय मधुसूदन यः अयं योगः त्वया साम्येन प्रोक्तः मनसः चञ्चलत्वात् एतस्य स्थिरां स्थितिम् अहं न पश्यामि तात्पर्यं हे कृष्ण भवता अधुना साम्येन उपयुक्तः यः योगः प्रोक्तः तस्य स्थिरा स्थितिः भवेत् इति मम निर्णयः नास्ति यतः मम मनः अत्यन्तं चञ्चलम् अतः तादृशस्य योगस्य अपि स्थितिः अस्थिरा एव भवेत् प्रश्नाः कृष्णेन कीदृशो योगः प्रोक्तः कृष्णेन इतः पूर्वमेव उक्तः अयं योगः प्रोक्तः तेन
कृष्णेन कीदृशः योगः उक्तः सो यः अयं योगः त्वया साम्येन प्रोक्तः मनसः
साम्येन मनः साम्येन प्रोक्तः तत् साम्येन न भवति किल
So here Samadarshinaha, right? In the previous shloka
only you have to see
Samam Pashyati. That kind of yoga. He who is able to see everything with the
earlier shloka only 36/32. Atmopamyena sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna. That samam samatvam that yogam is telling prokta. Dvitiya Arjuna yogasya kidrishim sthitim na pashyati. Arjuna yogasya स्थिरां स्थितिं न पश्यति अर्जुनः कस्मात् योगस्य स्थिरां स्थितिं न पश्यति अर्जुनः चञ्चलत्वात् योगस्य स्थिरां स्थितिं न पश्यति अर्जुनः मनसः चञ्चलत्वात् किं न पश्यति अर्जुनः मनसः चञ्चलत्वात्
स्थिरां स्थितिं
न पश्यति संधि योऽयं यः अयं विसर्गसन्धि सकार रेफः उकारः गुणः पूर्वरूपञ्च एतस्याहम् एतस्य प्लस् अहं सवर्णदीर्घसन्धि समासः मधुसूदन इतः पूर्वमपि दत्तमस्ति कृदन्तः प्रोक्तः प्र उपसर्गपूर्वक वच् धातु त तान्त स्थितिं
स्था धातु
सा धातु करेक्ट
is it stha dhatu or sthiti?
सा धातु एव भवेत् स्थिति इतः पूर्वं पुस्तकं
ता
द्रष्टव्यं
न
भगिनि
भवितुम् अर्हति खलु
तिङ् प्रत्ययः ता
Is
प्लस् तिङ्
स्त्रीलिंग शब्दं खलु?
स्था तिन् वा
नहीं
So
22
shabdas usually have the ksin pratyaya. So stha dhatoho ksin pratyaya will become sthiti.
अस्तु
स्थिति एक्चुअली सा धातु तिन प्रत्यय ओनली सत्यम 2 बार 72 श्लोक सा तिन कुतिन प्रत्यय तत् भावे सा धातु तिन प्रत्यय हां तवा जैसा तिन प्रत्यय and then साम्येन
चञ्चलत्वात् इति किं लिङ्गं भगिनि
नपुंसकं चञ्चलं
नपुंसकमेव वा
चञ्चलं हि मनस्तृष्णादेवता चञ्चलं नपुंसकलिङ्गमेव
स्वीकरणीयं वा चञ्चलत्वम् इति स्वीकरणीयं वा इति मम प्रश्नः
मन तत्र चञ्चलत्वात् तत्र मनसः विशेषणं किल
आं सत्यम्
अस्तु अत्र क्रियापदं किम्
क्रियापदं तु एकं तु प्रोक्तम् अन्यत् पश्यामि
प्रोक्तः इति एकं
प्रोक्तः
द्वितीयं पश्यामि सो कः पश्यामि अत्र कर्तृपदम्
अर्जुनः वदति अर्जुन उवाच
अहं
पश्यामि एतस्य अहं न पश्यामि
सो अहं किं पश्यामि
स्थितिं
what is seen is it given here Madhusudana यः अयं योगः त्वया साम्येन प्रोक्तः मनसः
चञ्चलत्वात्
एतस्य स्थिरां अहं न पश्यामि सो स्थिरां स्थितिं will be the कर्मपद
मनसः स्थिरां स्थितिं सा न पश्यति
मनसः चञ्चलत्वात् स्थितिं न पश्यामि
स्थिरां स्थितिं न पश्यामि
because of the chanchalatvam of the manas I am unable to see the sthiram sthitim so and what kind of sthiram sthitim that which has been told by you
मनसा चञ्चलत्वात्
manasa chanchalatvat that is one thing so the second part of the sentence is yaha yogah tvaya proktah tasya sthitim the whatever yoga you have explained the sthiti of that yoga I am unable to see because of the chanchalatvam okay so yaha yogah tvaya proktah etasya sthiram sthitim chanchalatvat aham na pashyami okay so here yaha and etasya will be the connecting words
yaha etasya
so yaha ayam yogah tvaya
proktah
tvaya samyena proktah so
samyena proktah
samatvena means
samatvena
that yoga which you have told or told by you that yoga's sthiram sthitim I am unable to see because of manasah chanchalatvat
in earlier shloka also same thing na atmopamyena sarvatra samam pashyati arjuna that is
so that one that kind of yoga you have explained but I am unable to see it's that yoga's sthiram sthitim that yoga will cause you that sthiti that sthira sthiti that calmness, that stability of your mind, that I am unable to see because of the chanchalatvam of my mind.
हरि ओम् भगिनि अत्र मनसः इति पदं न दत्तमस्ति अध्याहृतं वा
Adhyahritam, see here, meaning padartha he has given, see chanchalatvat, manasaha asthiratvat. That is only for our understanding. Whatever, see, there are two ways to look at things. One is, the first step would be to simply take whatever is given in the shloka and writing the Anvaya Rachana. That is the first step. The second step will be to add such adhyahritams to make the meaning more clear.
अस्तु
So both are correct. If you want to add enough number of adhyahritams to make the meaning more clear, that is one thing. If you are unable to, we can just write with whatever words are given in the shloka, but only the kriya padams is a must. If any asti or bhavati, such kriya padams adhyahritam is needed, that is a must. But for all other things like this, like manasaha chanchalatvat, in the previous shloka also we had one where we could have added an
mama iti padam.
Which one?
Mama iti padam tatparye dattamasti.
Mama. So such things we can add in a second phase, because they will give even more clarity towards the meaning.
So kasya chanchalatvat asthiti.
Manasaha chanchalatvat. So those are all additives. If we add all these to the Anvayam itself, the complete meaning will be there. For somebody, for ourselves to understand, and whatever we do later on, if somebody is referring to our work, for them also it will become easy. So in the Anvayam itself, if we provide all these details, somebody, if they are reading that Anvayam, then the complete artha will be clear. Because if you randomly go to one shloka, if you are going in an order, you will understand. But say, for example, we have a doubt with one shloka, so we come to this directly. So if we simply see the shloka, we may not be able to understand the context. So we have to go back and look at the previous shlokas, what is being said here and all that. So if such adhyahritams as needed, if we add, then the meaning will be complete. Somebody who is randomly looking at the shlokas need not do a lot of going back and forth to understand the context. It is all for our understanding only. So when it comes to Anvaya Rachana, for our understanding, whatever is needed, we can do. But should not deviate out of the intended meaning. Astu. Anantaram Alivelu Bagini.
आं भगिनि चञ्चलं हि मनः कृष्णा प्रमाथि बलवदृढं तस्याहं निग्रहं मन्ये वायोरिव सुदुष्करं चञ्चलं हि मनः कृष्णा प्रमाथि बलवत् दृढं तस्य अहं निग्रहं मन्ये वायुः इव सुदुष्करं चञ्चलं अकारान्त नपुंसकलिंग प्रथमा एकवचनं हि अव्ययं मनस् सकारान्त पुंलिंग प्रथमा एकवचनं कृष्ण संबोधन पुंलिंग संबोधन एकवचनं प्रमाथि अव्ययमपि भवति प्रमाथिन्
नकारान्त नपुंसकलिंग प्रथमा एकवचनं
नकारान्त नपुंसकलिंग प्रथमा एकवचनं बलवत् तकारान्त पुंलिंग प्रथमा एकवचनं दृढं अकारान्त नपुंसकलिंग प्रथमा एकवचनं
अत्र बलवत्तपि दृढं शब्दस्य विशेषणम् अतः तदपि नपुंसकमेव स्वीकरणीयम्
नपुंसकलिंगम् ओके नपुंसकलिंगमेव दृढं तस्य तत्शब्दस्य षष्ठी एकवचनम् अहम् अस्मत् शब्दस्य पुंलिंग प्रथमा एकवचनं निग्रहम् अकारान्त नपुंसकलिंगं निग्रहं प्रथमा एकवचनं मन्ये मन्ये मन्धातुः लट्लकारम् उत्तमपुरुष एकवचनं वायुः उकारान्त पुंलिंग प्रथमा एकवचनं इव अव्ययं सुदुष्करं दुष्करं साध्यं नपुंसकलिङ्गम् अकारान्त नपुंसकलिङ्ग प्रथमा एकवचनं पदार्थः कृष्ण हे कृष्ण मनः हि चित्तं तावत् चञ्चलम् अस्थिरं बलवत् प्रबलं दृढं दृढं प्रमाथि प्रमथनशीलम् अहं तस्य मनसः निग्रहं निरोधं वायोः इव वातस्य निरोधम् इव सुदुष्करम् असाध्यं मन्ये भावयामि अन्वयः कृष्ण मनः हि चञ्चलं बलवत् दृढं प्रमाथि अहं तस्य निग्रहं वायोः इव सुदुष्करं मन्ये तात्पर्यं हे कृष्ण मनः अत्यन्तं चञ्चलं प्रमथनशीलं च तद् नितरां बलवत् केनापि नियन्तुम् अशक्यम् अच्छेद्यमपि तत् एवं भूतस्य मनसः निग्रहः वायोः निग्रहः इव अत्यन्तं दुष्करम् इति अहं मन्ये मनः कीदृशं मनः दृढं बलवत् दृढं मनसः निग्रहः कीदृशः मनसः निग्रहः दुष्करं सुदुष्करं
कीदृशः. So here it is given in manasah nigrahah कीदृशः. So sudushkarah. So both nigraham.
सुदुष्करः ओके मनसः निग्रहः सुदुष्करः मनसः निग्रहः कस्य इव सुदुष्करः मनसः निग्रहः वायोरिव सुदुष्करः कस्य निग्रहः वायोः निग्रहः इव सुदुष्करः मनसः निग्रहः वायोः निग्रहः इव सुदुष्करः.
Here nigrahah and sudushkarah are pumlinga shabdas. So nigraham and sudushkaram are pumlinga dvitiya vibhakti ekavachana.
Okay. व्याकरणं सन्धिः
पठतु भगिनि.
सन्धिः बलवत् दृढं बलवत् प्लस् दृढं जस्वसन्धिः तस्य अहं सवर्णदीर्घसन्धिः वायोरिव वायोः प्लस् इव विसर्गसन्धिः रेफः तद्धितान्तः बलवत् बलमतुप् बलम् अस्य अस्मिन् वा अस्ति. धन्यवादः भगिनी.
So here
नपुंसकलिङ्गम् इति खलु मनः नपुंसकलिङ्गं
नपुंसकमेव
पुल्लिङ्गम् इति शृणोति अस्ति.
अहं पुंलिङ्गं पठामि क्षम्यताम्.
I also did not pay attention. Yeah, manah is manas sakaranta napumsakalinga shabdah. So here kriyapadam kim?
कृष्ण प्रमाति बल तस्याः निग्रहं मन्ये मन्ये क्रियापदं
मन्ये क्रियापदं कर्तृपदं
अहं मन्ये
अहं किं मन्ये
निग्रहं मन्ये
निग्रहं सुदुष्करम् इति मन्ये
सुदुष्करं मन्ये इति मन्ये
निग्रहं सुदुष्करम् इति अहं मन्ये. सो
वायोः इव मनस्. So
vayoho will be upamanam. Like how vayuhu, like how vayuhu is difficult to be contained, right? It is a constantly moving vayuhu. It cannot be contained in one place. It will be moving. So like that, even the nigraham, manasah nigraham also is like that only. So vayoho iva, here in the shloka tasya nigraham is given. Here that tasya indicates manasah. So vayoho is compared to manas, or manas is compared to vayu. So vayoho will be upamana to tasya, and iva will be upamana dyotaka. vayoho iva tasya nigraham sudushkaram iti aham manye. Okay?
Okay.
Anantaram, the first part of the sentence. What is the first part of the sentence? Manaha hi chanchalam balavat dridham pramathi. Pramathi, and we have to take an adhyahritam here. Bhavati. We can take asti or bhavati. So pramathi means, what is pramathi given as pramathana
Seelam.
Means like it is disturbing. Pramathi means like always disturbing or like chanchalatvam only. Like chanchalatvam only. So manaha chanchalam balavat dridham pramathi. So it is always, it has the chanchalatvam and balavat dridham. So balavat means very, that manas will come on strongly, right? When you want something very badly, how strong that manas will pull you towards something, and with that dridam. So all these are the qualities of manas. So manaha is all these quantities. So we can mark manaha as the kartrupadam, and all these qualities are the vidheya visheshanas of manaha. So manaha chanchalam pramathi balavat dridham asti. So manas is of all these. Ataha vayoho iva tasya nigraham sudushkaram iti aham manye. So Arjuna is saying, right? Arjuna uvacha. So Arjuna is saying that this manas is has all these qualities. So it is constantly moving away, running away, and it comes on very strongly. If it pulls you towards something, it will pull you. You will feel that impulse sometimes, right? We think we shall not do this, but that impulse comes and will take over you. Especially when we get angry, or when we want to eat something like a sweet or something for which we have that weakness. When that comes over, we know everything. We keep telling ourselves, I should not do this, I should not eat this, I should not say this. But we say and we feel that that control has been missed. We are unable, it was out of control, right? That is that balavat. That manas can be that so strong that you will sometimes have no control over it. So that is when it happens. That is when things that we don't want to do will happen. And very strongly, it can come on very strongly. So all these are the qualities of the manas. So that kind of qualities manas has, and how can you control it? So tasya nigraham dushkaram, sudushkaram, like vayu. How can you contain vayu? Like that, controlling manas is also very difficult. So Arjuna says, okay. So here we have two sentences. One, the first part is manaha chanchalam pramathi balavat dridham asti. And then the second part is vayoho iva tasya nigraham sudushkaram aham manye. Like that we can say. Okay. Any questions in this shloka, in the Anvayam or anything? Anybody? Anantaram Allirani Bhagini.
मान्ये नमस्कारः
Namaskara.
श्रीभगवानुवाच असंशयं महाबाहो मनो दुर्निग्रहं चलम् अभ्यासेन तु कौन्तेय वैराग्येण च गृह्यते असंशयं महाबाहो मनः दुर्निग्रहं चलम् अभ्यासेन तु कौन्तेय वैराग्येण च गृह्यते असंशयं नपुंसकलिंग प्रथमा व्यक्ति एकवचन महाबाहो संबोधन प्रथमा एकवचन मनः सकारान्त मनःशब्दः नपुंसकलिङ्गं प्रथमाविभक्ति एकवचनं दुर्निग्रहं दुः निग्रहं दुर्निग्रहं दुर्निग्रहं नपुंसकलिङ्ग प्रथमाविभक्ति एकवचनं चलं चलं नपुंसकलिङ्ग प्रथमाविभक्ति एकवचनं अभ्यासेन अभ्यासः पुल्लिङ्ग अकारान्त पुल्लिङ्ग तृतीया एकवचनं तु तु युष्मशब्दस्य
Tua. No, it is only an
तु
avyayam.
अव्ययम्
Kevalam avyayam.
अव्ययम् कौन्तेय सम्बोधन प्रथमाविभक्ति एकवचनं वैराग्येण अकारान्त नपुंसकलिङ्ग तृतीया विभक्ति एकवचनं च अव्ययं गृह्यते आत्मनेपदी लट्लकार प्रथमपुरुष एकवचनं गृहधातु पदार्थः महाबाहो हे अर्जुन असंशयं निस्सन्देहं मनः अंतःकरणं दुर्निग्रहं दुर्निरोधं चलं चञ्चलं कौन्तेय हे कुन्तीपुत्र तु परन्तु अभ्यासेन आवृत्य वैराग्येण च वितृष्णया च गृह्यते वशीक्रियते अन्वयः महाबाहो असंशयं मनः दुर्निग्रहं चलं कौन्तेय अभ्यासेन तु वैराग्येण च गृह्यते हे अर्जुन मनः नियन्त्रयितुम् अशक्यं चञ्चलं च इत्यत्र संशयः नास्ति तथापि अभ्यासेन वैराग्येण च तस्य नियन्त्रणं शक्यं भवति प्रश्नाः कृष्णस्य मतेन मनः कीदृशं कृष्णस्य मतेन मनः दुर्निग्रहं चलं चलं च दुर्निग्रहं चलं च दुर्निग्रहं चलं च किं दुर्निग्रहं चलं च मनः मनः केन केन गृह्यते मनः अभ्यासेन वैराग्येण च गृह्यते महाबाहो इति कृष्णेन कृतं संबोधनं कस्य महाबाहो अर्जुनस्य कृष्णेन कृतं संबोधनं अर्जुनस्य कुन्त्याः अपत्यं पुमान् केन शब्देन उच्यते कौन्तेय शब्देन उच्यते व्याकरणं सन्धिः मनो दुर्निग्रहं मनः दुर्निग्रहं मनो निर्ग्रहं विसर्गसन्धिः सकारः रेफः उकारः पुनः समासः महाबाहुः महान्तौ बाहू यस्य सः बहुव्रीहिः असंशयं न विद्यते संशयः यथा भवति तथा इति क्रियाविशेषणं क्रिया अत्र कथयत्यादिः तद्धितान्तः कौन्तेय कुन्त्याः अपत्यं पुमान् कौन्तेयः वैराग्येण विरागस्यन् भावे विरागस्य भावः तेन धन्यवादः मान्य
धन्यवादः भगिनी सो अत्र क्रियापदं किम्
क्रियापदं गृह्यते
गृह्यते इति क्रियापदस्य कर्तृपदं किम्
मनः मनः
So here if you see the anvaya asamsayam manah durnigraham chalam kaunteya abhyasena tu vairagyena grishyate. So abhyasena vairagyena grishyate. So it should be here what is being controlled or grishyate manas. Manas should be controlled. Grishyate means getting hold of it.
Manah.
By whom? By whom? By anybody.
By anybody.
Doing this Tattvajnana Abhyasam by them. So tena, in general tena, but in such a case we don't have to do Adhyahritam. because it is general categorization. So you can put tena if needed, or sadhakena, he who is doing the sadhana of obtaining moksha. So sadhakena,
साधक अभ्यासेन वैराग्येण च गृह्यते
sadhakena abhyasena vairagyena manaha grihyate. So that will give the complete meaning. So what will vairagyena be here? The karaka relation of vairagyena, what will it be?
वैराग्येण
Abhyas vairagyena cha grihyate. So with the practice, abhyas practice, and with vairagyam, with that vairagya bhavam. So these are the karanas. Means we are using this abhyasa and the vairagya as the sadhanas to keep the manas under control. So these will, can mark them as karanas. These are karana karakas. Okay. Now the second sentence is Mahabaho Manaha
Durnigraham Asanshayam
Achalam
Durnigraham
Asamshayam. Asamshayam. There is no doubt. Now what did Arjuna say? Oh Krishna, this manas is chanchalam and dhridam and balavat and pramathi. How can it be controlled? So Krishna says Asamshayam, without any doubt. Manaha chalam durnigraham. Asti. So manaha chalam durnigraham asti. Okay. Samshayam will be kriya visheshana, without any doubt. Manas is chalam. So that is the first part of the sentence. For the first part, we have to take asti as adhyahritam. Manaha will be kartrupadam. Manaha chalam durnigraham asti. Chalam and durnigraham will become vidheya visheshanas. Manaha will become kartrupadam. Asamshayam will be kriya visheshanam. Without any doubt, manaha is chalam and durnigraham. But tu Kaunteya vairagyena abhyasena cha grihyate. Definitely, without any doubt, it is difficult to control, but it is not impossible. With abhyasam and vairagyam, that can be controlled. Here, basically, in these three shlokas that we have covered so far, this samadarshanam. Okay, samadarshanam is one thing that we are asked to practice. Now, why this samadarshanam is being told? One second. Here in the 32nd shloka, so here in the 31st shloka, it is given ekatvam asthitah yah sarvabhutassthitam mam bhajati saha yogi sarvata vartamanaha api mai vartate. Okay, so he who looks at everything with samatvam, so he will always be in me. Okay, he will be within me. In that sense, it is said. And then again this samadarshanaha is again mentioned in the next shloka, in the 32nd. So sukham yadiva dukkham yaha atmaupamyena sarvatra samam pashyati saha paramaha yogi mataha. So why this is again explained in the next shloka is because that samadarshanam, achieving samadarshanam with everything is difficult. One, of course, with all the pranis. And why we why is it difficult? Because it is difficult. It is mentioned in a very detailed way in a couple of shlokas. So so why is this? Because sometimes you see, if you notice people or ourselves, they have inexplicable fear towards certain things, right? Some people have fear of lizards. Some people have fear of dogs. Some people have fear of heights. Some people have fear of water. Like that, unexplicable. you cannot explain why they have so much. See, normal fear everybody has of heights and water and all that. But some people have inexplicably very huge fear. Even for little bit of height also they fear. Even any dog, no matter how small the dog is or how quiet it is, they are afraid of the dogs or lizards or such things we see commonly, right? That is because of the Purva Janma Vasanas. Because of the Purva Janma Vasanas, they have that kind of fears. And because of that fears, they cannot practice Samadarshana. They cannot practice Samadarshana because of such fears. So how can they look at dog and see Paramatma in him when they have so much fear towards that dog? They cannot. They cannot love the dog as much as themselves, that prani, right? So all that is because of the Purva Janma samskaras. And it doesn't come with one Janma, it comes with so many. So we have to, again, think of it as that when we are having difficulty looking at something with Samadarshanam, we have to start analyzing, why am I having trouble looking at this particular person or prani? Why am I not able to practice Samadarshanam? With some people, we find it very easy to practice Samadarshanam. With some pranis, with some people. But whereas with certain other things, we find difficult. We can never even think of looking at them with Samadarshanam. So that is when we have to pause and think, why are we having trouble looking at these people with Samadarshanam? So again, we have to analyze and we have to think that maybe some certain qualities within them turn us off very badly. Like how some people have inexplicable fear towards certain things. Sometimes we might have inexplicable hatred towards certain qualities in people. Because of that also, we don't like such people. Like people who constantly tell lies, people who are constantly not at all disciplined, people who are lazy. These are the qualities nobody likes, but some people have complete aversion towards such things. So then again we have to, and they can never look at them with Samadarshanam, right? So we have to learn to even look at such people with Samadarshanam. It doesn't mean we should put up with their bad qualities. We should go beyond that quality. Those qualities that those people are exhibiting is because of their Purva Janma Samskaras. But Paramatma is still there within such people. In every prani, there is Paramatma. Even this person, whom I don't like at all, has Paramatma in him. So we have to go beyond that outside qualities that that person is exhibiting, and we have to look at them as these are because of his Purva Janma Samskaras. So I have to go beyond that. He is not that. He is not just those qualities. He is Paramatma. These qualities are just the vasanas that are attached to him because of his Purva Janma Samskaras. If we start thinking like that, then we will be able to see him beyond these bad qualities. And then once we are able to see him beyond these bad qualities, it will be easy for us to deal with them. Then maybe we can talk to them and try to explain to them with patience and with love. And whenever we do something with patience and with love, there will always be a positive result. Now, until now, what happened? Those qualities repelled us. The minute we look at them, we can only think of them with those qualities. So we are not even willing to deal with them. We are not even willing to talk with them with patience and love. So how will the relation get better? It will not get better, obviously. And we are also losing because we are unable to see one particular prani with the Samadarshanam. So we are also failing in our journey. So if we go beyond those qualities and look at that prani as Paramatma is there in this prani. So let me deal with that part of this prani, not these bad qualities. And once we do that, then we will be able to overcome. And why are we having such kind of repulsiveness towards those qualities? Because of our own Purva Janma Samskaras. So that way we can also get rid of our Purva Janma Samskaras, because those will again bind us to the karmas that we do. And as long as we are bound by anything, we will come back. After we leave this Sharira, we will come back into another Sharira. We don't want to come back. So what should we do? We also should try to clean up all that we are attached to, whether in a good way or a bad way. We have this repulsiveness towards these things. So we are not able to see with the Samadarshana. If we get rid of this repulsiveness, then we will be able to see with the Samadarshana. The minute we see everything with Samadarshana, we are on our way to the moksha path. So that is what we need to constantly think. That way, even as long as we are here in this world with this body, we will have a good relation with everybody, and and we'll move forward. But this manas keeps us pulling in all other directions. So for that, we have to control it. We have to contain it. So this is the kind of unexplicable preeti or dvesha that we have towards the certain things. And that if we start analyzing within ourselves, what are the things that are pulling me? With some people, we instantly get attached to, whether they are good or bad. They might be bad, but certain qualities about them will keep pulling us towards them. We know that they have certain bad qualities, maybe, but still we are again, see, sometimes we find that also, right? We know that the other person is taking advantage of us, but we again repeatedly give in. Why? Because there is some quality about them that is pulling us towards them. That also is a Purvajanma Vasana. That is why we are being pulled. So that also we have to get rid of. Like that, we have to examine ourselves, analyze what is being, what is the Purva Janma Vasana that is pulling us again and again towards certain things. And we have to do Vasana Kshayam. It is called Vasana Kshayam. We have to do that. So, and that can only be again done through Abhyasam. Okay, that can only be done through Abhyasam. Now we all talk about ahimsa, right? But then we go out and get a mosquito killer and put it in our house, right? So that is also ahimsa only. That is also ahimsa only. So how to, like, certain things we don't even realize that we are doing himsa. So if we look at that mosquito and there is a Paramatma in that mosquito, will we kill it? So we have to find a way of driving them away from where we are, because we don't want to get bitten by a mosquito and get some kind of disease. So we have to drive it away from us, but not with hatred or with something else, but just because, it has to be done like that. Like any kind of dangerous animal, like a snake or a tiger, we don't want them, it doesn't mean with Samadarshana means it doesn't mean we have to go and sit with a lion or a tiger or allow the snakes into the house. It does not mean that. We have to take care of ourselves for the safety, but we should not hate them for what they are, because that is their nature. Whatever they do, it is their nature. But we have to take that safety precautions without causing any harm to anything and without any kind of hatred. Without any kind of hatred. So that is what Samadarshana is. So, and that will happen only with Abhyasa. So that is what is being said regarding Samadarshana. And while we are doing this, so here again a little bit of detail is given about this Vasana. Loka Vasana, Shastra Vasana and Deha Vasana. These are three kinds that are given. And Loka Vasana is expecting that everyone should recognize us. So we see such kind of people also. When they walk into a room, they expect everybody to give attention to them. That is Loka Vasana. Shastra Vasana. Shastra Vasana is people want to obtain the knowledge only for themselves. They don't want to share their knowledge to others. Only they want to be the knowledge seekers. Okay, and Deha Vasana. Deha Vasana is identifying ourselves with this Deha. I am this Deha. That is the kind of identification that that kind of Vasana is called Deha Vasana. Means they emphasize or connect with their body too much. They think they themselves are the body. But we know that the Atma is different from the body, right? That distinction one should be able to make. One should be able to make. So these are the kind of vasanas also. If we are able to even identify such things, then it will be easy for us to overcome them. So who are we? When we walk into a room, why should everybody pay attention to us? Why should that so much of that loka vasana should be there? Right? Such things one by one in each of these shlokas, it appears that the same thing is being said. But if we look into a little bit of detail, each thing is explaining something a little differently. So these are the different kinds that we need to understand, so that once we understand, we will work on them. And once we work on them, it will become easy. And whatever we believe in, and if it is the right thing that we believe in, we should not hesitate to follow that. Many times because of the peer pressure that we have, we are afraid to follow it. And we don't follow it. We follow when we are by ourselves. But when we are with other people, we are afraid what they might think of us. Such kind of things also we have to overcome. Of course, there will be people who may not agree with what we believe in. But that is okay. Because there are, as we see in the world, there are people with the different kinds of thinking, with different matas. Even within our Sanatana Dharma also, there are so many. Sankhyas are there, yogas are there, people who practice Yoga Shastram are there, Purva Mimamsa, Uttara Mimamsa, all these are different, right? But all of us again want the same moksha, but the path they follow is different. So there will always be, we will always be surrounded by people who think a little differently, which is also fine. We have to learn to respect that. Then they will also learn to respect, our beliefs. So that differentiation also we should be able to accept. So all these we have to keep in mind. And while practicing, we have to also, we discussed in the last class that Maitri, Karuna, Muditam, Upeksha, those also we have to practice. Then it will be easy for us to do the abhyasa and move forward. And then the chanchalatvam is always there. Many times, more than once, we will be able to say no. But repeatedly, if a person asks, okay, let us go, let us eat this, or let us have a drink. Okay, that is common with in the social circles these days. So even if we don't want, sometimes there might be people who will repeatedly keep asking. No, they need company, so they keep asking the next person. But we should not give in if we decide not to have it. If we decide not to have it, we should not give in just because they are asking. There should be a valid reason for you to do something. So such things also we have to, that is called the chanchalatvam. After 3 times, we will also be tempted to do whatever that other person is doing, though we originally didn't want to do. After repeated asking, we will also give in. That is only we have to identify as chanchalatvam. That should not be there. So for whatever reason we didn't want to do, that we have to stick to. Otherwise, that chanchalatvam will put us into trouble. So that is when again this chanchalatvam, in the shloka, the 34th shloka, this chanchalatvam is being asked. So here Krishna is referred to as Madhusudana in the 33rd shloka, I think. So here again, Madhusudana is Madhum Sudayati, Saha Madhusudana. So here, because that killing of the Rakshasa. So here also we are trying to destroy the Rakshasas within our body, within our mind, not the body, in the mind. So the Sambodhana of Krishna in each of these shlokas also means something. It is not randomly here he is addressed as Madhusudana, in another thing, in another shloka as something else. There is a specific reason for each of these Sambodhanas. And in the next shloka, he is referred to as Krishna. So Karshanat Krishnaha. So here Karshana means like Vyavasayam. In Vyavasayam, what do we do? We clean up all the weeds and then help the good plants to grow. Similarly, here Krishna is addressed in such a way, in that in that meaning, implying that meaning. Okay. So here, what is the cleaning up of the manas? So we have to let the good thoughts grow and the bad thoughts should be taken away. So in that sense, we can take. And another meaning we can take is Purusharthan Akarshati Saha Krishnaha. Okay, he who attracts. Here Akarshana is also taken. So that which draws us towards the Purushartha. Okay, that meaning also can be taken. So then we come to the current shloka where controlling the manas is Dushkaram. And Vairagyam. With Vairagyam and Abhyasam. Abhyasam we know, like constant mananam, constant. So what is Vairagyam? Again, Vairagyam can be defined in two ways. One is what is our goal and what are the things that are obstructing our goal. So identifying those things which are obstructing our goal and removing them, or trying to control them, whatever obstructions that are there. That is one kind of Vairagyam. The other kind of Vairagyam is completely overcoming the desire. Completely overcoming the desire. One is just focusing on our goal and trying to remove all the obstacles that we are coming across. The second one is the complete Vairagyam, where it is not only the things that are obstructing, not like that. Overall Vairagyam means doing only for the sake of doing, not having any phalapeksha, that kind of Vairagyam. Okay, the ultimate Vairagyam. So these two. And Abhyasaha. So tatra sthitau yatnaha abhyasaha. So that which you practice constantly, tatra sthitau yatnaha abhyasaha, that is called as abhyasa. This is as per the Yoga Shastra. So there is another way of saying this also. Here, your abhyasa and vairagya are mentioned even in the Yoga Shastra. So for somebody to get into that path of moksha or Paramatma Tattva Jnanam, this abhyasa and vairagyam are needed. Not only here, even in the Yoga Shastra, it is said. Why? Because this manas is like a nadi. This chittam or manas is like nadi. What does it do? It keeps running away. Like how the river flows, the manas also keeps going away. So how do we control the river? Like what are people doing with the rivers? When they are flowing, they ultimately all the rivers join the ocean. Before they join the ocean, if we don't make use of that water, then everything is a waste, right? If it simply goes and joins in the ocean, once it joins the ocean, there is nothing we can do. Before it joins the ocean, what we have to do? We cultivate it, like we channelize it, okay, to the fields until whichever place we want, we dig canals and make sure it goes until there, and as it is flowing, we make use of that water for irrigation and for other usages. And if there is more water than what we are using, then we build reservoirs and we save the water for when it is needed. And all this, we do all this, right? We simply don't let it go and join the ocean, and we control it. Depending on the speed of its flow, we control it. Similarly, even the manas has to be controlled. So we should not let it go, run behind things that are not important or which causes harm. So we have to control it only and use it only for the good things. We have to pull it back every time. See, whenever a river is flowing and we channelize it, sometimes it might find a path on the sideway and go. Immediately we block that side path and make sure it is going on the way which we want it to go, right? Similarly, this manas also has to be constantly observed, and whenever it is going on the side track, we have to pull it back and put it on the right way. So that also is told in the Yoga Shastra. So Chitta Nadi Nama Kachit Ubhayato Vahini Vahati Kalyanaya Vahati Papaya. It will go both ways. The manas will go towards the good things and towards the bad things. but it is the sadhaka should identify that and pull it back. Okay, he has to regulate the flow of the nadi, like the flow of the mind. So, chitta vritti nirodham. So that is where that comes. So that chitta vritti nirodham, like how the dam or the reservoir is for the river, this chitta vritti nirodham is for the manas, and that can be attained only with abhyasa and vairagyam. It is definitely difficult, dushkuram, but we have to, but it is not impossible. Okay. And again, Vairagya in Yoga Shastra is defined in more ways. So the first one is Yatamana Sanya Vairagyam, means Yatamana Sanya Vairagyam. So deciding what is needed and what is not needed based on the Tattvajnana, Granthas, or as said by the Gurus, and developing Vairagyam on things that are not needed. So for a person to lead a good life, to lead a life, towards the moksha path, what are the things that we need to do, and what are the things that we should not do? That kind of knowledge one has to obtain. Like, say, for example, satvika aharam. Now, we didn't know that, right? At the very beginning, when we were born or while we are growing up, nobody taught us that the food can also affect the mind. So by eating certain kinds of food, your mind will behave in a certain way. Your body also will behave in a certain way. Now, for you to do your duties, sometimes you have to eat. Not that everybody has to eat satvika aharam all the time. No, a kshatriya has to eat rajasika aharam as long as he is ruling the kingdom. Once he retires and goes into the vanams, then he will also change into satvika aharam, because he doesn't need what he needed when he was ruling the kingdom. So according to the needs of our duties, we have to follow the ahara, right? So similarly, and even the karyams that we do, the karmas that we do, also depend on our ashramam. Like whatever ashramam we are in, accordingly we have to do. But once we retire from whatever responsibilities that we have, then everybody has to practice this Tattvajnana Marga. So there Satvikaharam is the best. Satvikaharam and that Chintana and everything, right? So that also we need to know. So accordingly, as per the path we are in, we are in the Grihastha Ashrama. So what do we need to do? What should we not do? What should we do? That we have to know. Like that, at every phase, we need to know what we need to do and what we should not do, depending on the granthas or the shastras or any guru that we have. So accordingly, we should do. That is the Yatamana Sanya Vairagyam. The second one is the Vyatireka Sanya Vairagyam. So then this Vyatireka Sanya Vairagyam is, we have to constantly analyze. So these are the things that I have to do. Am I doing? So in a day, how many times am I doing the things that I need to do? How many times I am doing the things that I should not be doing? So if we constantly check that, so we will see if whatever abhyasa we are doing is sufficient or not. If we don't check, how will we know? Like how when we are growing a plant and when it is suffering from some kind of disease, we try to use some things to make it better. So are we observing it? Okay, today I gave this much of manure. Is it growing? Is it healthy now? Oh, it is not sufficient. So after 2 days, again, we have to give. If it is healthy, then we can give it after 10 days. Like that, this kind of analysis, like how we are doing with our children and other things that we take care of. Similarly, we have to observe ourselves and analyze and see if we are also going on the right path. So that is Vyatireka Sanya Vairagyam. The third one is Ekendriya Sanya Vairagyam. So this is Ekendriya Sanya Vairagyam. So here there are two things of when we are trying to do something. One is the Autsukyam, means Utsaham, with which we do. or which you have before you start doing something, and then the actual karya rupa, developing a ruchi towards it and doing. So here, many times people have the utsaham to do something, but they in the karya rupam they cannot do much, whereas other people will be do. So here, so similarly, when we want to get rid of a habit, so say for example, I have the habit of eating a lots of sweets. I don't want to. So I can stop myself from eating. But that utsaham or that autsukyam is there in my mind. I still crave for it. But I am refraining myself for now. So that again will not work for a long time. For a temporary period, I will be able to control. But as long as it is there in my mind, that will come out eventually at some point. So that also we have to take care. So that is the ekendriya sanya vairagyam. So that moolam of such things also we should remove. Okay. Because if it is there, it can always come out. And then the last one is the vashikara sanya vairagyam, where the complete, so there it is not there, the traces of that desires or the desires is not there in the mind also. Means we completely, no matter what happens, our mind will not go towards it. Means the mind is under complete vashikarana. So the vashikara sanya vairagyam. So there that is complete vairagyam. We are not in the practice of, in the stage of practicing. It is completely. So the manas is completely under control. It cannot be tempted. So that is, these are the, again, different kinds of vairagyam. So if we think vairagyam is only one step where we are, there are no desires at all, in one step, how can we obtain? We cannot climb all the 100 steps in one leap, right? We have to climb them one step at a time. So only when we are able to analyze each of these to this level, then it will be easy for us to climb. Because now we know, oh, okay, so I stopped eating sweets. So I think that I overcame it. But I know that stopping eating is one thing, but not even thinking in the mind is the second phase. So is my mind still thinking about it? So we can analyze such things. Am I still? So the more such analysis you do, that is only training of the mind. You keep telling the mind again and again, you will be checking, hey mind, are you still thinking of that sweet? Yes, I am sometimes. Then eventually, if you constantly keep asking, you will find a day where it comes back and says, no, I don't care about it anymore. So that kind of abhyasa needs to be done. Only if we know, we will pay attention, we'll start doing such kind of analysis, and only then our mind will be prepared. We all know a common example is, especially once we cross our 30s or 40s, what we think is when guests are coming to our house. When we are in our 20s and 30s, even if they come like with 1 minute notice, we can do everything. We don't need that mental preparation. Even if people come, oh, no problem, come, we'll cook, even for how many other people. But now, as we are aging, what happens? We need some mental preparation. Oh my God, please tell me at least 2 days before, I need to prepare mentally, right? So then you will keep telling, okay, so I'm going to have guests. I'm going to have guests. So your mind is prepared, and then when they come, you are prepared. You will be able to handle. But suddenly, if somebody comes, we are no longer able to handle, right? Once when our kids are very young, we are also young, we are able to take care of them. But once we enter into that phase of outside of that, suddenly if somebody brings a child and leaves, we are not prepared. We passed on that phase, so we are no longer prepared. We need some mental preparation to do such things, right? So similarly, this also is like that only. We have to understand that our mind constantly needs that preparation. If we prepare it, it will be easy for it to be under control. So that we have to think of this as that. Okay, so vairagyam towards things, we have to do abhyasa in that also. To train the mind, to get that vairagyam, we have to do abhyasa. So this can be applied to our day-to-day things, whatever goals you have. Some people can have a goal regarding many things, like doing some work or doing some pujas or doing some exercises or whatever goals you might have related to anything. We can apply this. We can apply this. And but for tattva jnanam, there is a parama vairagyam. That is called parama vairagyam. That can be applied only to the tattva jnanam, that complete vairagyam. Okay, about everything. So he who does not have that mano nigraham, without mano nigraham, abhyasam and vairagyam cannot be practiced. Okay, so that mano nigraham also should be there. Then only this vairagyam can be obtained. So these are both like linked. Without controlling the mind, that vairagyam cannot be obtained. Without practicing to have that vairagyam, the manas cannot be controlled. So they both kind of go together, but we have to practice both. So that is what I wanted to say regarding these shlokas so far. So 30, which one did we do? 35 is over. So any questions in 35? So vairagyena abhyasena kaunteya grihyate. So only with this abhyasam and vairagyam, the manas can be controlled. Okay, so let us go on to the next shloka. Sri Lakshmi Bhagini, patitum ichchati va?
भगिनी असंयतात्मना योगो दुष्प्राप इति मे मतिः वश्यात्मना तु यतता शक्यो वाप्तुमुपायतः असंयतात् इति पदं वा
असंयतात्मना
संयुक्त समस्तपदं वा समासपदम् अस्तु योगः दुष्प्राप
Ekam nimisham Bhagini. So still it is a samasa word, but since the Uttarapada is Atma, Atman, Nakaranta Pumlinga.
नकारान्त पुल्लिङ्गः प्रथमा एकवचनं
Tritiya Vibhakti Ekavachana. Atmana.
आत्मना
So it is Tritiya Vibhakti Ekavachana.
तृतीया वा अस्तु अस्तु भगिनि योगः पुल्लिङ्ग प्रथमा एकवचनं दुष्प्राप इति पदं न जानामि भगिनि
So this is dus upasarga pra upasarga ap dhatu. Ksa pratyayam.
आप धातुः इत्यद्य तत् क्रिया तिङन्तम् इति मन्ये इति इत्यर्थे त प्रत्ययं वा अस्तु इति अव्ययं मे इति मम अपरं रूपं खलु
अस्मत् शब्दस्य
षष्ठी एकवचनं मतिः स्त्रीलिङ्गं प्रथमा एकवचनं वा
इकारान्त स्त्रीलिङ्ग प्रथमा एकवचनम्
इकारान्त वश्यात्मना तदपि नकारान्तः आत्मन् शब्दः तृतीया एकवचनं तु अव्ययं यतता इति अव्ययं वा भगिनि
यत् धातु शत्रन्तं
वा तृतीया वा
तृतीया विभक्ति
तकारान्तः यत् धातोः तृतीया एकवचनं शक्यः अवाप्तुं शक्यः इति पुल्लिङ्गः प्रथमा एकवचनं अवाप्तुम् इति अव उपसर्गयुक्त आप् धातोः तुमुन्नन्त अव्ययम् उपायतः वा
अव्ययम्
पायतः वा अपायतः वा पायतः वा
उपायतः
उ कथमस्ति
उपायतः
अस्तु 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 तुम् तुम् अपरम् उपायतः एव।
Hmm.
उपायतः इत्यर्थे साधनेन वा? पुल्लिङ्गः पदं वा? पुल्लिङ्गप्रथम एकवचनं वा?
अव्ययमस्ति।
अव्ययम् अस्तु, अव्ययम्। पदार्थः असंज्ञात्मना अनिरुद्धचित्तेन इत्यर्थे भगिनि?
अनिरुद्धचित्तेन, असंयतात्मना means without means with the focused mind.
अस्तु,
means without any
योगः समाधिः,
without any
distractions,
mind.
focused, okay. योगः समाधिः दुष्प्रापः इति दुर्लभः इति मे मतिः मम आशयः यतता प्रयत्नवता वश्यात्मना तु निगृहीतचित्तेन पुनः वश्यात्मना तु निगृहीतचित्तेन उपायतः साधनेन अवाप्तुं लब्धुं शक्यः साध्यः। अन्वयः असंयतात्मना योगः दुष्प्रापः इति मे मतिः यतता वश्यात्मना तु उपायतः अवाप्तुं शक्यः। तात्पर्यम् अभ्यासेन वैराग्येण च यो मनः निग्रहीतुं न शक्नोति तस्य योगः दुर्लभः, किन्तु प्रयत्नशीलेन निगृहीतचित्तेन पुरुषेण साधनम् अवलम्ब्य सः योगः प्राप्तुं शक्यः इति मे मतम्।
So abhyasena vairagyena cha yaha manaha nigrahitum na shaknoti tasya yogah durlabah, means even when somebody does abhyasam, okay, but if they are not able to control the manas, like somebody sitting in front of the book but not focusing, so will he be able to get understand even he is doing the abhyasa, he is sitting and writing down whatever is needed 10 times 20 times, but his mind is not there. Now we see that with children, they make spelling mistakes. So why are they making spelling mistakes? Because they are not able to practice. Even if you make them write that same word 10 times, again if you ask, they will again tell incorrectly if they are not focusing. Because that manonigraham, that manas is somewhere else. I want to play that ball, I want to watch this program in the TV, somewhere. They are writing though. So that abhyasa is there, but manonigraham is not there. To such people, this is impossible, ashakyam. तस्य योगः दुर्लभः, किन्तु प्रयत्नशीलेन निगृहीतचित्तेन पुरुषेण साधनम् अवलम्ब्य सः योगः प्राप्तुं शक्यः. But he who is able to focus, okay, vashyatmana, with prayatnam, yatata vashyatmana, with prayatnam, if you have the atma, means here atma is like referred to with the manas, or manas is referred as atma here. So vashatmana, with prayatnam, if you put that manas under vasham, then shakyah, yogah shakyah. So that is the meaning of the
अस्तु, असंयात्मना कः दुष्प्रापः? योगः दुष्प्रापः। योगः केन दुष्प्रापः? असंयात्मना एव खलु?
Yes.
योगः असंयात्मना दुष्प्राप इति कस्य मतिः? मम मतिः, श्रीकृष्णस्य मतिः। योगः केन अवाप्तुं शक्यः? निगृहीतचित्तेन पुरुषेण, प्रयत्नशीलेन निगृहीतचित्तेन पुरुषेण। यतता वश्यात्म, हरि ओम्।
Can you use what is given in the shloka?
वश्यात्मना असंयात्मना वश्यात्मना वा न
अस्यात्मना न
वश्यात्मना यतता वश्यात्मना यतता वश्यात्मना योगः कथम् अवाप्तुं शक्यः यतता वश्यात्मना तु उपायतः अवाप्तुं शक्यः व्याकरणं सन्धिः योगो दुष्प्रापः योगः प्लस दुष्प्रापः विसर्गसन्धि सकार रेफः उकारः गुणः दुष्प्रापः इति विसर्गसन्धि लोपः शक्यो वाप्तुं शक्यः प्लस अवाप्तुं विसर्गसन्धि सकारः रेफः उकारः गुणः पूर्वरूपं च अर्जुनः अस्तु
Asanyatmana. First you asked me, Asanyatmana means Aniruddha Chittena. What is it? I said that which is focused. No, actually that which is not focused. Asanyatmana. Is there. Sanyatma means that which is under control. Asanyatma is that which is not under control. So Asanyatmana yogaha dushprapaha. Okay, for he whose mind is not under control, yogaha dushprapaha. He cannot attain yoga. Okay. Yeah, that correction I want to mention. So here we have iti me matihi. So asanyatmana yogaha dushprapaha. Atra dushprapaha iti kriyapadam. Asanyatmana kartrupadam. Yogaha karmapadam. Dushprapaha iti me matihi. Okay, this whole thing is the vakya karma to matihi. Asanyatmana yogaha dushprapaha. This is the vakya karma to matihi.
Okay.
Me matihi. Me is shashti sambandha. The second part of the sentence is shakyaha is the kriyapadam. Shakyaha vashyatmana shakyaha. So vashyatmana is kartrupadam. Kidrishena vashyatmana yatata vashyatmana. Yatata vishesha vashyatmana. Kim kartum shakyaha avaptum shakyaha. Yatata vashyatmana avaptum shakyaha. Katham avaptum shakyaha upayatah avaptum shakyaha. So is here sadhanena. Okay.
अस्तु भगिनी धन्यवादः एकः संशयः अस्ति भगिनी चतुष्षष्टिः इति पदमस्ति तत्र चतुः इति डिक्शनरी मध्ये दत्तमस्ति किन्तु ब्रैकेट मध्ये चतुर् इति लिखितमस्ति कथम् इति रेफः विसर्ग कथं भवति इति मम संशयः
So first I think it is chatus. The pratipadikam you have to see. It should have been chatus. The
pratipadikam eva chatur iti dattamasti bhagini.
But so chatus sakarantah eva va?
न चतुष्षष्टि इति पदं विच्छेदं कृत्वा द्रष्टुं चेत् संसाधनी मध्ये एव दृष्टवती मया अहं तत्र चतुः षष्टि इति विच्छेदं कृतवन्तः
यदि सन्धि विच्छेदे
सन्धि विच्छेदे
So I would say it is a sakaranta, but that sakaranta will be replaced by either a refa or visarga, and the refa can be again replaced with visarga. So that steps should have been, that prakriya should have been there.
They are not given, Bhagini.
Prakriya might not have been given completely, but the prakriya normally. अस्तु
अस्तु भगिनि
अनन्तरं सूर्या
भगिनी भगिनी अत्र स्थापयतु भगिनी अद्य
అంటే తర్వాత
సమూహ
దాంట్లో ఎక్కువ ఏమీ లేదులేండి. విల్ సీ.
అస్తు అస్తు భగిని.
10 more minutes is there, no? అయిపోతుంది ఒక
అస్తు అస్తు
శ్లోకం.
భగిని. అస్తు అస్తు.
సూర్య భగిని
చదవమంటారా?
చదవండి.
అర్జున ఉవాచ అయతి శ్రద్ధయోపేతో యోగాచ్చలితమానసః అప్రాప్య యోగ సంసిద్ధిం కాం గతిం కృష్ణ గచ్చతి. యతి శబ్దం కదా ఇది. ప్రథమ పురుష ఏకవచనం. శ్రద్ధయోపేతః శ్రద్ధయా ఉపేతః.
శ్రద్ధయా. సో శ్రద్ధ ఆకారాంత స్త్రీలింగ శబ్దం, తృతీయ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం.
శ్రద్ధయా ఉపేతః. ఉపేతః అంటే ప్రథమ ఏకవచనం అవుతుంది కదా.
ప్రథమ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం, కింటు ఉపసర్గ ఈ ధాతు.
యోగాచ్చలిత మానసః. యోగాచ్చలిత మానసః మనస్సు శబ్దం ప్రథమ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం.
योगात् पंचमी भक्ति खलु.
योगात्
योगात् अकारांत पुंलिंग पंचमी एकवचनम.
अप्राप्य यवन्तं योग संसिद्धि योगात् संसिद्धि योगेन
योग संसिद्धिं
द्वितीय विभक्ति एकवचనం. మకారాంత శబ్దం అవుతుంది. సిద్ధికి
योग संसिद्धि सिद्धि इकारांत स्त्रीलिंग शब्दम, द्वितीय विभक्ति एकवचनम.
కాం కిం శబ్దం ద్వితీయ ఏకవచనం. గతి గతిన్ శబ్దం అవుతుంది నపుంసకలింగం.
इकारांत स्त्रीलिंगमेव.
इकारांत स्त्रीलिंगम.
द्वितीय विभक्ति एकवचनम.
కృష్ణ సంబోధనం గచ్చతి. తత్లకారం గం ధాతువు ఏకవచనం.
కొంచెం గట్టిగా చదవండి భగిని.
ఒక్క నిమిషం. కృష్ణ హే కృష్ణ శ్రద్ధయా ఆసక్త్య ఉపేతః యుక్తః అయతిః ప్రయత్నరహితః యోగాత్ యోగమార్గాత్ చలితమానసః భ్రష్టచిత్తః యోగ సంసిద్ధిం యోగఫలం అప్రాప్య అలబ్ధ్వా కాం కీదృశ్యం గతిం స్థితిం గచ్చతి ప్రాప్నోతి. అన్వయః కృష్ణ శ్రద్ధయా ఉపేతః అయతిః యోగాత్ చలితమానసః యోగ సంసిద్ధిం అప్రాప్య కాం గతిం గచ్చతి. తాత్పర్యం హే కృష్ణ శ్రద్ధయా యుక్తః అపి యః అల్ప ప్రయత్నః భవతి తేన చ యస్య మనః యోగాత్ చలితం భవతి సః యోగస్య ఫలం జ్ఞానం నాప్నోతి తస్య కా గతిః భవతి. కృష్ణః యోగ సంసిద్ధిం కః న ప్రాప్నోతి. అయతిః
అది సమాధానం చెప్పండి. యోగ సిద్ధిం కః న ప్రాప్నోతి.
అయతిః న ప్రాప్నోతి. అయతిః తస్మాత్ చలిత మానసో భవతి. యోగాత్ చలిత మానసః अयतिः योगात् चलितमानसः भवति व्याकरणं श्रद्धयोपेतः श्रद्धया प्लस उपेतः गुणसन्धिः श्रद्धयोपेतो योगात् योपेतः प्लस योगात् विसर्गसन्धिः सकारः रेफः उकारः गुणः समासः चलितमानसः चलितं मानसं यस्य सः बहुव्रीहिः अप्राप्य न प्राप्य नै तत्पुरुषः योगसंसिद्धिं योगस्य संसिद्धिः तां षष्ठी तत्पुरुषः रुदन्तः उपेतः उपाप्तस्य ई प्लस ता कर्तरि चलितः चल प्लस ता कर्तरि प्राप्य प्राप धातु करेगी
प्रा उपसर्ग आप धातु
आप धातु प्रा उपसर्ग लेबंतम संसिद्धिः सिद्धिः इकारांत स्त्रीलिंगम
तम उपसर्ग मल्ल सिद्धि
तद्धितान्तः मानसं मनस्स मनस्य कदापि मानसं
మానసం కి ఎట్లా చెప్తారు
మనస్సు
అణ్ ప్రత్యయం మనస్ అణ్
మనసः అని చెప్తారు
మనస్సు అన్ ప్రత్యయం
అస్తి అని చెప్పొచ్చు
భగిని ఏదో చెప్పారు మీరు సావిత్రి భగిని
మనస్సు యస్య అస్తి అని
అణ్
చెప్పొచ్చు
ప్రత్యయం వా పృచ్చతి
అంటే మనసుకి సంబంధించింది అని
అణ్ ప్రత్యయం అస్తు
అస్తు సో ఇక్కడ క్రియాపదం ఏంటి భగిని
గచ్చతి క్రియాపదం
గచ్చతి కహ గచ్చతి అయతిః గచ్చతి
అయతిః గచ్చతి
అయతిః కం గచ్చతి గతిం గచ్చతి
గతిం గచ్చతి గతిం
किं कृत्वा गतिं गच्छति अप्राप्य योग संसिद्धिं अप्राप्य कां गतिं गच्छति ante what kind of state will he be in so here Arjuna is asking yogat chalitamaanasah yoga samsiddhim aprapya कां गतिं गच्छति ayatihi shraddhaya ayatihi what is ayatihi here prayatna rahitah so he who is unable to practice or prayatnam so here prayatna rahitah does not mean he is not putting in the effort he is putting the prayatnam
శ్రద్ధని ఉపేక్షించిన వాళ్ళు అని వస్తుంది
upetah is yuktah okay prayatna rahitah see upetah ayatihi shraddhaya ayatihi means here Arjuna is asking about certain sadhakas and who are these sadhakas who are doing the abhyasa that is needed but for whatever reason they do not have enough time to complete that abhyasa do not have the time to complete that abhyasa maybe the body is not able to cooperate because of vyadhi or whatever but their abhyasa is there but they don't have enough time to complete it and reach that moksha that siddhi yoga samsiddhim aprapya they are unable to get the yoga samsiddhi aprapya so what will happen to such people that is what Arjuna is asking if you are completely unaware of the path that is one thing if you are following the karma marga that is one thing but these people have already surpassed the karma marga they entered into the jnana marga so they have the complete focus they have shraddha and everything but the prayatnam they don't have the time And why do they not have the time? Because for various reasons. The reasons can be anything. So what to do? So they are stuck. They are kind of stuck there. But you are there who can help such people also. That will be in the next shloka. But in this shloka, Arjuna is asking about the kind of people who are doing all the efforts that they need to do with complete focus. But still, they are unable to obtain the yoga samsiddhi. So what will become of such people? That is the question he has. Okay, so we'll see into that later. So here, yogat chalita manasaha yoga samsiddhim aprapya shraddhaya ayatihi kam gatim gacchati Krishna. So what will happen to such kind of people? Astu. Any questions? Okay. No chet Alivelu Bagini.
आं भगिनि सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः धन्यवाद भगिनी नमस्कारः सर्वेभ्यः धन्यवादः नमस्कारः